Konnichiwa, y'all, and welcome to February. Also, welcome to another 10 at 10. We're doing some greenhouses, so if you hear us hammering, we're also hammering it with new trees today. We got some great plants that'll be ready just in time for spring.
Y'all get excited. We're going to talk about 10 of the 20 trees getting listed today on MrMaple.com at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to start out today with Acer circinatum Little Jim, also known as a lean cook, found by a lean cook, taken and introduced into the trade by J.D. Vertrees. So we have actually another introduction by J.D. Vertrees here. If you collect his introductions of Kamagata, Autumn Moon, some of the greats, Little Jim's another one of his introductions.
Now, interestingly enough, circinatum are one of the few things in section palmata that you find witches' brooms on besides palmatum. So very rare occurrence. You don't see it much in Shirosolianum, Subaldianum, Japonicum. At least I haven't seen to date. I've heard rumors of them before. You definitely do in Acer circinatum. This is my favorite broom on an Acer circinatum. Great compact shape, typically a 5x5 ball, bubbly, rounded appearance, looks great in a container. I think this one's just next level. Great fall colors as well. I've had yellows, oranges, and reds all at the same time in the fall. This is a Pacific Northwest native. I think you're gonna love it. And I found this one to be a little more durable than some of the others, especially here in the South.
Acer circinatum was really introduced to Western civilization when the Lewis and Clark expedition went out west. And they were going out to figure out that purchase that Lewis and Clark did. And when they went out to Oregon, along the rivers, they saw Acer circinatum growing in the wild. Little Jim gives you everything you love about Acer circinatum, that amazing fall color, that rounded, bubbly leaf, but in a smaller, compact form, easy for people to grow. You're going to make sure it has good drainage, and it does great as a container, but in hotter climates, give it some protection from the hot afternoon sun. We got some killer sizes on these Little Jims today. Probably some of the biggest sizes I think we've offered on Little Jim. So take advantage of these sizes. Amazing little plants. J.D. Vertrees introduction, North American native. One of the few Acer circinatum cultivars in the trade today that's not a hybrid with the Japanese maple. This one truly is a dwarf native.
All right, guys, you want more conifers? Let's bring back Abies Pensapo Aria, grafted on Firma.
Did you say what?
Grafted on Firma.
When you graft an Abies onto Firma, it makes it more heat tolerant for the southern United States, meaning people who couldn't before grow Abies can actually grow them in those hotter climates. Y'all, we're doing everything we can to really put the best plants out for you. And Abies Pensapo Aria is an Abies Pensapo. That means it is one of the Spanish firs that puts yellow new growth on during the summer.
Grafted on Firma!
Say what?
All right, guys, let's bring back Autumn Moon.
Another introduction by J.D. Vertrees, who wrote the book on Japanese maple. A full moon Japanese maple that's very colorful, keeps putting on lots of sort of apricots and pinks over top that malt across the leaf. One of the best fall color Shirosolianums is Autumn Moon.
You're gonna love this one. If you give it some early morning sun, you can get some really nice orange shades, especially in the early spring. We did a full cultivar breakdown today, 40-plus-year-old Autumn Moon. You're gonna wanna go watch that video on the MrMaple channel. It's there at the Buckholz farm. Talon's had it there in front of the office almost the entire time since he bought the grounds from J.D. Vertrees. An amazing plant. Guys, this tree, it really exudes color. Like if you like Shirosolianums, you like that full moon style maple, you're gonna love this one. I do recommend some afternoon shade in the hotter zones, but absolutely love this plant. If you're giving it early morning sun, late day shade, especially in the early spring, you can get some really interesting shades of orange, then yellows with orange, red new growth. Really colorful, bold oranges to red in the fall as well. Typically 6 to 8 foot in 10 years.
Yeah, an amazing Acer Shirosolianum. Great container plant. Easy tree to just have that amazing color in the garden. And that's what you really want with the full moons, is just this amazing color. And that's what Autumn Moon does. Y'all, neat selection, grab it today.
All right, guys, let's bring back Cedrus Atlantica Silver Spits. I don't know if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You weren't, because you're my brother, we're poor. But you'll be spitting silver with silver spits. Guys, this is a cool Cedrus Atlantica. These are gonna work zones 5 through 9. Really what that name comes from is that yellowish, silvery new growth that it puts on over top of that blue needle.
Yeah, Hortsman has introduced so many amazing conifers, and this is one of them. It gives that blue-green color on the older growth, and then you get that sort of yellow, creamy new growth variegation on the new growth. It gives a two-tone effect out there in the landscape and garden. Zone 5 through 9 plant. It's gonna be easy for many people to grow. But with Cedrus Atlanticas, make sure they have good drainage. It's really critical for this conifer.
It'll be spitting silver out in your yard. You're gonna love this one, guys. Colorful, 6 to 8 foot, typically more of a pyramidal shape. It is a variegated conifer with a lot of interest. Really what you get a lot is that yellowish tone, but that yellow diversifying with white with that blue or older growth gives it a translucent light quality. I really think this one absolutely glows in the garden. Grab you silver spits today.
Next up, we've got Acer palmatum Shadeva Gold. This is one of those bark interest Japanese maples with that bright green bark. Shadeva Gold is amazing whenever it just, in that winter months when this bark really shows off.
Yeah, you get everything you love about Aoyagi in a dwarfer, denser habit. Shadeva Gold was a witch's broom found on Aoyagi. It really glows too. I think the golden part of this really comes in with the fall color. So you get an amazing neon golden yellow fall color. Green, kind of like a highlighter lime green in the spring too, which is really nice. Goes to a Kelly green midsummer. The branches are really nice as well. Just like with Nanyad and Aoyagi, you have a very lime green, interesting bark that pairs super well with coral bark. So if you have dwarf coral barks like Cupid or Akakawa Hime or Little Sango, this is a perfect tree to add winter interest with those.
Yeah, I love the winter interest maples that are dwarf and compact. That means all this bark is right in your face. I mean, you get it nice, low growing. We're talking 6 to 7 foot, 6 to 8 foot in 10 years, compact habit. Pair this with your Cupids, pair this with your Dixie Delights. It's gonna really show off, give a good color dynamic in those winter months.
In your face.
Guys, next up, we've got Abies Pensapo Fastigiata.
Grafted on Firma! Guys, Firma is awesome. It makes firs more heat tolerant. This is a Spanish fir that is columnar in design. These are gonna work zones 5 through zone 8, but zone 8 customers are gonna love this one because it's even more durable for the heat, sticky, hot south.
I mean, that's what Firma does, is it allows you to be able to grow these conifers in hotter regions. And zones, you know, our zone system is set up on how cold something gets, not on how hot it is. So by grafting onto Firma, people can, in those hotter zone 8s, can actually grow this tree in their garden. Y'all, Fastigiata, awesome shape. It's an Abies Pensapo, so it's got those really unique needles that look really almost cartoon-like, but then it's got this narrow shape that's easy to use in the landscape and garden.
It's a Spanish fir that's grafted on Firma. You guys been begging for it. We're doing it. A lot of things at Mr. Maple are going to be going on to Firma for our southern customers. You're going to love this. Very narrow footprint here in the landscape. Beautiful blue colors. Grab one today. All right, guys, let's bring back an oldie but a goodie. It's been a while since we've had this one on Mr. Maple. Let's bring back Acer palmatum Kagane Sake. Absolutely amazing plant. One of my favorite purple border spring interests. We've got some great photos of this one. That border really intensifies in the early spring, kind of like Tsumagaki, but with a very flat, big leaf.
And when Matt says we haven't offered in a while, it's been a hot minute, and that means many of y'all don't have this awesome selection. It's gonna sell out quickly today, so make sure you check out fast. That purple border Matt was talking about adds a lot in the spring interest. The fall color is a beautiful yellow. And the name means golden prosperity, refers to that yellow fall color because an amazing yellow fall color. So you get purple nails in the spring, yellow fall color, an amazing upright Japanese maple, 8 to 10 foot. It's gonna be really a showpiece in your garden.
You're gonna love this one. It works zones 5 through 9. Now, having 1,500 varieties of Japanese maples means there's always something new we can bring back. It's been a moment since we've had this one, but I love it. It will sell out probably pretty quickly because a lot of people are in search for this one, and it's not readily available in the market anymore. Kagane Sake, absolutely beautiful. You're gonna love this large, flat, purple bordered leaf. All right, heat tolerant conifer fans, we're bringing back a Japanese black pine that a lot of people are asking for. We're bringing back Pinus thunbergii Thunderhead.
Yeah, Thunderhead is a compact, slow-growing Japanese black pine. Really, that compact habit, the long needles, adds a lot to the landscape. The Thunbergii is easy to grow. They're salt-tolerant, heat-tolerant. They're one of the most heat-tolerant and one of the most shade-tolerant of any of the conifers. Y'all, beautiful tree, can grow in that Japanese maple garden and add that evergreen interest.
Typically 6 to 8 foot in 10 years, dense and full. Makes a very Makawa-like shape. You get that full density, a lot of structure going on. Absolutely love the long needles on this one. Now, even because it has the long needles, it's very popular for bonsai, but also very popular for topiary in the garden. You can play with this one a good bit. Thunderhead is super durable in the South. A lot of people sing its praises all the time. You probably know a little bit about Thunderhead. It's a popular landscape plant, but it's got good reasons to be. It's super durable. All right, guys, this is a first-time offer on Mr. Maple. We're bringing out OG No-Sin. Now, this is a really unique, rare plant. There's some intrigue about which species it is. Some people list this one as Japonicum. Typically in Europe, you see this one listed as Acer Japonicum OG No-Sin. I've had some people speculate that it's actually Acer Shirasawarum. I could be in either camp. Maybe it's a hybrid between the two. I certainly see some similarities with Japonicum. Large, round leaves, great fall colors.
I mean, I see now why many people in Europe are often thinking about getting rid of the species because sometimes it's so hard to determine what it is. When I look at the leaf on this tree, I think Acer shirasalinum. When I look at the buds in the winter, I could be convinced Japonicum. And it was shocking to me whenever I heard Japonicum, and I was like, you know, I see it now. I could believe it.
I think if you say full moon, you'll be right either way.
Yeah, full moon maple. Remember, they weren't even divided out. Everyone thought they were the same thing until 1980 anyways. But the big Japonicum leaves, but more rounded like an Acer shirasalinum. This tree makes an upright Japanese maple about 8 to 10 foot in height, and it's got some really nice yellows to oranges in the fall.
I've seen really bold orange on this, yellow highlights to it, great large leaf. First time offer, very popular. You'll see this one, you know, Dick Vandermaat's at Esfeld, at Melot Bonsai. Very popular tree in Europe, bringing it here for the first time mail order in the United States on Mr. Maple.
Y'all, take advantage of it. It's gonna sell out quickly today. They've been popular. We dropped a few of these on eBay. First time ever drop on Mr. Maple. Jump on it.
All right, guys, let's bring back Acer Platinoides, Princeton Gold. This is an amazing Norway maple with incredible yellow color. Absolutely love this, especially in the early spring.
Yeah, the early spring when you get that clear yellow, it's just outstanding. I mean, it's just that highlighter color out there in the landscaping garden. And you get that on this big Norway maple leaf. This is a tree that can, once it gets established, can grow 2 to 3 feet of growth per year, so it can make a nice sized tree in the landscape, given that yellow color. Outstanding specimen, one of my favorite Acer Platinoides. Get that yellow color. I love that color.
Great sizes on these guys. Grab you one today. I think you're going to love this one. It's a great way to introduce larger yellows into the landscape. All right, guys, that's our 10 at 10 for today. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to the Mr. Maple Show. If you like Japanese maples, make sure to like this video. But if you love them, make sure to share us with your gardening friends.
Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.